We got an assistant principal and her mom gunned down outside school by husband in horrific murder-suicide. Yeah, we have another case like this. An assistant principal and her mom were gunned down outside her suburban Chicago middle school by her husband. Oof. Oof. Chicago. Right. Fucking Trump just went in, too. Her husband with the National Guard, who then turned the gun on himself after shooting at cops. Narissa Lee, 46, and her 76-year-old mother were killed at the end of the school day Tuesday while sitting in a car outside Lincoln Middle School in Berwyn, a few miles from Chicago, the Chicago Sun-Times reported. Lee's husband, Stephen T. Lee, pulled up beside them and shot them with a rifle. Jesus fuck, cops said. So basically a drive-by. The husband then fired at responding police officers before shooting himself in the head. Fucking hell, police said. One horrified witness reported hearing almost 24 gunshots. It was really like 20 times, very noisy. So they made me come to the front. When I came over here, I see by the corner right there, police. Maria Mirez, who lives next to the school, told NBC5. Gruesome video shows blood on the sidewalk next to two vehicles parked in the middle of the road, blocked off with crime scene tape. Lee's sister said that the Tuesday's horrific incident didn't come out of the blue, and that the married couple's relationship had domestic violence, since the tail end of June. And basically, the boiling point would have been Tuesday, Shauna Everidge told NBC5. It's a horrible thing. I have a lot of emotions. I don't quite know what to feel, Everidge said. The murder-suicide has shocked the suburban town of Berwyn, which last year was ranked as the 33rd safest mid-sized city in America in a study by national security review platform SafeWise. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, look, even though you can get on that ranking to be safest, look, there's still crime, regardless, right? Whether it's petty crime or, right, murder, right? The educator had a personality that a lot of teachers don't have now, a former student, Haley Bedoy, 16, told the Chicago Sun-Times. She always had a bubbly personality. She was very invested in her students, Bedoy said. She accomplished a lot. She lived her life, and she was a really great human being, and that's how she should be remembered. Another former student said she bonded with Lee over a mutual love of Ice Cube and Dr. Dre when she did a presentation on the rappers. She was also always open to having conversation or helping someone in need, and always checking in on us. She was always willing to be there in harder times. Hannah Zanuga, 16, told the Sun-Times. Basically a bunch of impact statements from, victim impact statements from her students, basically. Classes were due to resume on Tuesday with counselors on site, the school district said in a statement announcing Lee's death. It is with great sadness that I announce to you that Narissa Lee, assistant principal at Lincoln Middle School, lost her life Tuesday's tragic shooting that occurred outside of Lincoln. Read the statement signed by Superintendent Dr. Michelle Smith. The impact of this loss is deeply felt not only within the school community but throughout Berwyn. Assistant Principal Lee was a dedicated educator and leader who touched the lives of countless students and staff members, Berwyn Police Department said in a statement on Wednesday. There you have it. Oh, what is it? And then we got, remember this one? The one I pulled up. Student arrested after threatening to shoot up Queens High School, gun found in backpack, Mayor Adams. Right, apparently this kid bought a fucking Taurus. Right? Don't know how he got it. Probably got enough money and saved up or something. I don't know. Anyways, a 16-year-old student was arrested with a gun found in his backpack just 2 hours after he threatened on social media to shoot up his Queens high school. Mayor Adams announced Thursday the arrest, which took place after the Federal Bureau of Investigation alerted the NYPD about this student's disturbing social media post. So there was could have been a mass shooting, well, another school shooting, who knows, maybe. Was touted by officials as an example of technology and law enforcement working together. Our heroic officers did an excellent job of immediately responding to the scene, working with the school staff and school safety agents to investigate the find the student and recover the gun, Adams said at a press conference. We're so grateful that this incident did not end tragically. I don't want to imagine the world where we would be making a different announcement right now. The student, a 10-year-old grader, Benjamin N. Cordozo High School in Bayside, posted on Instagram at 10:17. Oh shit, they just blurted out his name. A picture of what looked like a school worksheet with the caption, T's GMT about to shoot the school up. Using an acronym, Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch said it means this shit gets me tight, basically. The FBI's National Threat Operations Center swiftly detected that the post and alerted the NYPD along with the social media account holder's name, username, phone number, date of birth, and location where they posted from. Well, yeah. That's what happens when you fucking post on social media. Which was traced to the school campus. Less than 15 minutes later, officers from the 111, the 111th, 101st, 11th, what? precinct responded to the school where the student was removed from class without incident. When authorities searched the student's backpack, they found a black 9mm Taurus GX4. That's a nice handgun, too. Unfortunately, he's a piece of shit for doing such a thing. Tisch said, as a mother of 2 young school-aged boys, I'm shaken, Tisch said at the press conference. But as your police commissioner, I am resolute in ensuring that the NYPD does everything in our power to keep our children safe. Yeah, what the fuck? How did this kid... What was this kid doing? While this incident is terrifying, it is an example of the law enforcement apparatus at the federal and local levels doing everything right. It is literally the system, our protocols, our training, and our processes working just as they should, Tisch said. The gun was loaded with 13 rounds of bullets, Tisch said. The student, whose identity was not released because he is a minor. Oh, okay. Okay. So this isn't okay. Never mind. That's not That's not the student's name. Okay, that's the school's name. I thought that was. I was like, what? Did they just? Never mind. Does not have a criminal record. He was arrested by police by 12:36 p.m., approximately 2 hours after making the threatening post. I also want to mention another life saved today, Adams said at the news conference. If the 16-year-old had carried out his act, he either would have ended up dead or in jail for many years. This was a failure of a society that allowed a 16-year-old to get so close to shooting up a school and potentially killing classmates and teachers. Right, and in wake of a bunch of school shootings, right, like the Charlie Kirk, right, the Colorado one, right, you got a bunch of school shootings popping up nowadays. All right, and then we got President of the America's biggest university forced to step down over transgender indoctrination. This was at the Texas A&M. This is the university that has been having issues for a little bit, especially when posting about certain articles. The president of Texas A&M University will step down amid fury over alleged transgender indoctrination after a children's literature course recognized more than 2 genders. Oh yeah, there. Yeah, this was
I just
this.
have a question
Yeah,
because
this was
I'm not
yeah
entirely sure this
yeah
is
we read
legal to
about
be
we've seen
teaching.
this one before.
Because
I don't.
according to our
This was
president,
back what
there's only
2 weeks
two genders,
ago,
and
one
he
week
said
ago.
that
When did
he
we
would
cover?
be
I forgot when we
freezing
covered this. This was a while ago.
agencies' funding.
Yeah, we saw this video too. Yeah, I remember that one. Anyways, more than two genders. Mark A. Welsh III will leave his role from Friday, according to the university's board of regents. It comes just days after the lecturer of the course Melissa McCowell was fired. Two other administrators were also removed. President Welsh is a man of honor who has led Texas A&M with selfless dedication. Texas A&M Chancellor Glenn Hagar said in a statement. At the same time, we agreed that now is the right moment to make a change and to position Texas A&M for continued excellence in the years ahead. Video had emerged of a student arguing with a McCall in a classroom over her teachings. Texas State Rep Byron Harrison posted the video with the caption "Caught on tape: Texas A&M student kicked out of class after objecting to transgender indoctrination." And AMM president defends LGBTQ studies. In the video, the student cited President Donald Trump and maintained there are only two genders, right? Because of the executive order he made. I'm not entirely sure this is legal to be teaching because, according to our president, there's only two genders, the student said. He said that he would be freezing agencies funding programs that promote gender ideology. And this also very much goes against not only myself, but a lot of people's religious beliefs. And so I'm not going to participate in this because it's not legal. Dr. McCall responded, "You are under a misconception that what I'm saying is illegal." I mean, this person's trying to exert their First Amendment, but at the same time, I don't know if I don't know if they're supposed to be teaching this in this class, right? That's the issue, right? I don't know what their government curriculum said to teach here, but I'm pretty sure that's not what they said to teach here. Anyways, the confrontation caught the attention of the Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who criticized university staff for allowing McCall to blatantly indoctrinate students in gender ideology. Look, if you're in the like philosophy class and you're talking about the weird fucking right, the different ideologies the surrounding fucking America, and, like even in the old right in the right, Greek and Roman days, or even after the Greek and Roman days, right? Anyways, because you still had right, even Confucius and like all those other guys were right, kind of philosophers in a sense, right? Even though they were more talking about belief systems, yes. Anyways, McCall said through her lawyer that her termination was a violation of constitutional rights and vowed to appeal the decision. Prior to this decision to step down, Welsh had admitted the class called Literature for Children. See, that's the thing here. Was not aligned with the school's expectations. Right? See, it literature for children, and then this person's talking about transgender ideology. Like, oh, what? Excuse me? So it's like, look, you can you can say, oh, you're trying the constitutional crisis, but I don't think you're not supposed to be teaching that shit in this class. Like, what are you doing? He said the description of the course also did not match the content which was being taught. There it is. This isn't about academic freedom. It's about academic. So basically, it seems like there are some schools or some teachers who aren't actually teaching the correct curriculum and who are basically breaking their government teacher oath, right? That's shady as fuck, to be honest. Honestly, they should be fucking, right? They should get court trial, man. Fucking hell. Uh, this isn't about our degree programs and courses go through extensive approval processes, and we must ensure that what we ultimately deliver to students is consistent with what was approved. Students have vowed to gather on the steps at the time Welsh is due to lead the school to give him a final send-off. There it is. Yeah, basically he was spouting some DEI bullshit, right? Right, you want your DEI bullshit? It's trying to spout this protected class bullshit right here. When you're not, like, there's a time and a place, and when you're on the government clock, or you're on your workplace's time. Yeah, it's not time to be a fucking activist. Yes. Ay. Anyways, what's this? MSNBC propagandist wants us to believe he really cares about free speech. Correct. These people do not care about free speech. They try to hold it over your head like a cudgel that, oh, you're against free speech. But no, they're spouting some hateful bullshit, right? They're inciting violence. They're trying to get you targeted, right? They're trying to dox you and shit. Fuck that shit. You hang these people. Right? They already broke the rules. They get the cops on them now.
So it was for the journeyman cable
They
news
get the
host
government
Tucker
on them
Carlson,
now
just
for
fired
breaking
from
the
his
rules.
third
Right?
network. There are only 3. That's something we believe is a record. Now, his success, to the extent it existed at Fox News, flowed from, and it was an example of, the precisely same attitude, right? He believed he could say anything, no matter how vile, no matter how disgusting, no matter how offensive, no matter how dehumanizing or belittling. Now, sometimes, and I think actually often in the age of Trump, in this age we're living in,
Hey, buddy.
it does feel like people like that just kind of get away with it, right? I mean, we all have to ask ourselves.
Aren't you getting away with
about
it?
the world.
Doesn't
You know,
CNN
is
get
there
away
any
with it? Dude, there's
cosmic
so many
justice,
legacy
karma,
media
or
outlets
is
that
the
get away.
universe just
Candace
uncaring?
Owen gets
You know,
away
people
with
can just
it.
do horrible
Hassan
things and
gets
be
away
fine.
with it. Destiny
one
kind of is
end of the
not getting
spectrum of
away with
answers
it
is
now.
just that, no, there is no such thing as justice.
But
And
dude, there's so many
nothing
people
matters,
who've been getting
right? There's
away
no
with it, who have been
accountability,
just
no
spouting
matter how
lies
terribly
and
Donald Trump behaves,
disinformation and
how
misinformation.
awful
Like,
the
right?
things Tucker
It's
Carlson
bullshit.
says on air, there's no
It
comeuppance.
is bullshit.
And
Oh, and
I
it's
wanna say,
MSNBC, the most fake
that's not
news you
really
could
true.
fucking watch.
If you say a lot of terrible things, and if you act like a sociopath over and over and over and over, you will become unpopular on the national stage. That's just like a
Hey,
basic
buddy,
principle.
you see
Again,
this?
I don't think
You
this
see
is a
this?
searing insight.
The government
but we
protecting
have
and
seen
serving
that
the
happen
shit
to
out of
Donald
you?
Trump.
Yeah, they're coming for you, buddy.
He is not popular. If you are a sexist, bigoted bully who runs
Maybe
around
this will
calling
be
women
the
C
theme of
word,
today's
well, I don't know.
fucking
Over time, probably not going to
the
work
theme
out
of
well for you in the
today's
long run.
fucking video, right? The government coming and protecting and serving the shit out of you. Chris Hayes says ABC firing Jimmy Kimmel for falsely claiming Charlie Kirk's assassination is MAGA renders the First Amendment meaningless. Brother. You're trying to say unfactual information. Then you're trying to spin it
that Kimmel would indeed be taken off
as
the
a
air
narrative.
indefinitely. And this is just the latest chapter in Donald Trump's
You're trying to
ongoing
You're
campaign
trying to tie
to
it to a
crack down
criminal
on free speech,
thing.
dominate the media, and
That's the
essentially
issue.
render the First Amendment meaningless.
Oh, really, dude?
Basically, you're trying to imply people are right. The Republican Party are criminals. If you're trying to do that kind of shit, it's like, yo, if you want to be that slanderous, I mean, you can play out that game, right? Yeah, he got fired. Sucks for him. Too bad. Oh, here's another one.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points.
Look, I don't even
Everything
agree
you
with
need
the
to know about
whole,
the
right,
off-key
all the
monologue
MAGA
that got
people,
Jimmy Kimmel's
because
show
there's
pulled
definitely some
indefinitely.
radicalized
The
people.
controversy began during Monday's show when the
And it's like he's trying to lump everyone into this, right, radicalized cause that he's making it up to be, right?
In between
I
the
was
finger
just like,
pointing,
dude, fuck
there
you.
was grieving on Friday.
Who's the
White
real
House flew the
radical?
flags at
You?
half-staff, which got some criticism.
Sounds,
but on
it
a
sounds like
human
you're
level,
projecting, buddy.
You can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years.
They cut out the. They
the
basically
murder of someone
cut
he
out
called
the
a friend.
Charlie.
This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
Kimmel then doubled down, sharing that it wasn't the first time since Kirk's murder that Trump redirected a question about the Turning Point USA founder back to the White House ballroom.
And it didn't just happen once.
When I heard it, I was in the midst of, building a great, for 150 years, they've wanted a ballroom at the White House, right? They don't have a ballroom, they have to use
It's
tents.
true, he did do that.
And they came in, they said, Charlie Kirk is dead. I didn't know what they meant. I said, he was dead. Charlie Kirk was shot.
And then we installed the most beautiful chandelier. Sconces you wouldn't believe. There's something wrong with them. There really is.
I mean, he just realized someone just got killed while he was done somewhere else. I was like, what? Anyways. Women stabbed, basically it was a poor taste kind of thing. Woman stabbed during massive WeHo brawl dies later.
Young woman who was stabbed during a brawl in West Hollywood over the weekend has died. The suspect is still on the loose. KTLA's Omar Lewis live in West Hollywood.
Murderer on the loose.
Omar, good morning.
Good morning, Frank. Yeah, what started as a late night fight right in the middle of Santa Monica Boulevard quickly turned into a deadly stabbing. Deputies say the 20-year-old victim was attacked with a knife right in the middle of this popular nightlife corridor. Now, loved ones are remembering her with candles and flowers lining the sidewalk here where it all happened. They're gathering here again for a vigil last night to honor her and remember her. Now, we can show you a picture of this victim. Loved ones describing Maritza Gonzalez as vibrant and full of life. A vigil last night again for this 20-year-old brought together family, friends, and community members determined
we gotta
not to let her
naturalize
memory fade
Mexican American.
Authorities say Gonzalez was caught in the middle of a large fight involving about 20 to 30 people
stabbed.
around 3 a.m. on Sunday morning here in West Hollywood. Deputies responding to Santa Monica Boulevard near San Vicente and Robertson and found Gonzalez suffering from a stab wound to her upper body. She was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Hospital where she died Wednesday afternoon. The suspect, described only as a man, ran from this scene and still has not been caught. As investigators continue piecing together exactly what happened here, witnesses tell us this scene was nothing short of chaos in the middle of the street.
I was leaving on my Uber down Santa Monica Boulevard. And my Uber came to a very
You gotta be careful of Santa
because
Monica
there was a
at night
group fighting
sometimes.
right on the street. There were multiple
shit
people
happens.
fighting, but I saw that stood out because it was a male attacking what looked like a female, and he grabbed it through the hair, and it was very, very aggressive.
So as you heard there, the suspect, again, still on the run right now, described only as a man who took off before deputies arrived. Gonzalez's mother now begging for answers, pleading with anyone who has information to contact the LA County Sheriff's Department. A GoFundMe for funeral expenses has already
If you want to go
raised
help
more
the
than
GoFundMe.
$13,000. And again, back out here live with so many people witnessing this scene and what happened, sheriff's deputies are now urging anyone with video or any information to come forward. That is the latest for now here live from West Hollywood this morning. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
And then what do we have here? Brian Walsh stabbed in jail before hearing. Oh.
I'm not sure who still doesn't know this, but jails are full of people with impulse control issues. And some of those people are pretty good with their hands, like the unnamed assailant who shanked Brian Walsh last week at the Norfolk County lockup
Hey,
in
I mean, people's
Massachusetts.
hands move, you know.
I know it has been a minute since we last reported on Brian Walsh, right? But we've been waiting. We've been waiting for this trial. He's the Boston man who allegedly hacked his wife, Anna, maybe to death, maybe after her death. We don't know how she died, but hacked her body at least on New Year's Day, 2023. And then police say dismembered the body, dumped the body parts in trash bins all around town.
As one does.
For the record,
there's
Anna's
been a lot
body
of
has never
body
been found.
mutilations.
Not all of it.
Recently.
The theory being that the garbage went out to the incinerators before the cops could get their hands on the bags. Most of it, anyway. But they found enough. They found signs of Anna in one trash bin and even a bit of Anna. Enough to tag her husband.
Right, there's been
warrant.
an uptick
And
in
as for how
recent
things are going,
cannibalizations.
2+
right?
years
People
later in jail
mutilating
awaiting trial, the
people.
sheriff's office says that an individual was attacked with, quote, a makeshift blunt instrument, end quote. I call those makeshift blunt instruments shanks. Brian Walsh was treated at a Boston hospital and then sent back to jail the very same night. It's his lawyer who confirms that the victim was Brian Walsh, not just an individual. It was Brian Walsh, pretty high profile.
A bunch of makeshift shanks. Look at that.
And the lawyer confirms that he was stabbed, suggesting that, quote, the instrument was actually not that blunt after all. Of course, anything behind bars can be a weapon if you try hard enough. Most cases is toothbrushes that get whittled down into daggers. Look at these things. I'm always marveling at the stuff.
I mean, if you can make a if you can make it pointy enough,
is due to go on trial starting next month, and the defense was in court today trying to get some pretty unfavorable evidence suppressed. How unfavorable? Really, really unfavorable. The prosecutors have Brian Walsh's Google searches, and man, oh man, if you're facing murder, you better hope you don't have something like this. He allegedly looked for how to dispose of a 115-pound woman. And, quote, how long before a body starts to smell, end quote. Too bad for Brian Walsh, the judge ruled that the evidence stays
Yeah, you probably don't want to start
now
searching
by
for that
Bob
stuff.
Ward. He's a reporter for Boston 25 TV. He has been on this story from the beginning, and I will add this to his bio. He is possibly one of the greatest reporters in that area of all time and in true crime. Bob Ward, it's good to have you on the show again. Thanks for being on.
You're so generous. Thank you very much, Ashley.
Not at all. I calls them as I sees them. Okay, let's just talk about Brian Walsh being shanked. Your reaction to that?
I mean, we were shocked, really shocked about it, because this is a high-profile inmate who's being held at the Norfolk County jail, which is actually located in the median strip of one of the biggest highways in New England, Route 128. And it happened about 5 minutes of 10 on September 11th at night in a housing unit, and we were all surprised that he was out in Gen Pop, I guess, or in a situation where somebody could get close to him when there's been so much attention being paid to this case.
I know they're trying to tamp down that attention for all kinds of reasons, but when an inmate does something to another inmate, it doesn't just go away as a disciplinary thing. Usually there's a charge. Do we know anything about who did this allegedly or why?
Not yet. I mean, I was making calls on this today and trying to get some more information, and everything pretty much stands as it was when the initial press release was issued. And you know, nobody's talking about this. The best I got was that this matter is under investigation by the sheriff's office, by the Massachusetts State Police assigned to the Norfolk County DA's office. And while it's under investigation, there's no report. There's nothing that we can see. The only other interesting thing here is about the nature of this injury and what happened to him. The press release said that he was assaulted, but the initial reports that came in, the emergency calls that went out, the report was that he was stabbed in the head. And
shit.
we understand that he was brought to that hospital, but then returned just a few hours later. Today, I was hoping that I would get to see Brian.
Well, I mean,
Walsh. He
at
had a
least if
hearing
you're
today.
stabbed
We're
in the
hoping that
head,
he would attend
usually
that, but he
if
did
you're
not
stabbed in
attend
the
that,
skull,
either in
maybe
person
you're
or
fine.
over Zoom.
As long as they
So there's
don't
no way
hit
for us to lay eyes on him.
Thank you for watching.
the
Subscribe
squishy
below and
skull
download
parts.
our News Nation
Yeah.
app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based,
The weak parts in the
unbiased
skull.
news for
As
all
long as
Americans.
they don't hit that, they're fine. Yikes. Oof. Fucking face stab wound. Or head stab wound. Anyways, what's this? Schumer. You need 60 votes, Mr. President. Schumer shreds Trump for telling GOP to not to negotiate. Well, I mean, wasn't there like it was like 51 to like 47 or some shit.
Finally, and just as importantly, it is unacceptable that Donald Trump
oh my God, it's
has
not
told
acceptable.
Republicans not to negotiate with Democrats. And he is heading, Donald Trump is
It's
heading
okay, Schumer.
America towards
Your
a
time will
shutdown
come.
by not
It's only a matter of
negotiating.
time.
Look.
Look.
Here's what he said. These are Trump's words, not mine. I'm reminded everybody of his words last week.
Look at what Orange
Don't
Man
even
said.
bother to deal
How
with
evil is
Democrats.
Orange Man for saying
When
these
Donald
things?
Trump says don't even bother to deal with Democrats, he says he wants a shutdown. Plain and simple.
Oh, he says he wants a
And again,
shutdown. What are you talking?
That's the
Brother,
last
you guys
thing
were
the
trying to
American
shut
people
down
want.
when you guys didn't want to vote for
A
anything.
president who says my way or the highway.
Who's the real
and
people who
shut the
want to
government
fucking
down
shut
if I
shit
don't get
down?
my way. That's what he's saying. The public is on our side.
He says that
is
every
on our
time,
side.
too. Like,
Public
no, I'm not on
sentiment
your
is
side,
everything.
by the way.
The Republicans don't like the partisanship. They don't like the status quo bill, and they certainly don't like
Status
Donald
quo
Trump.
bill, brother. Every time you
Refusing
make a status quo bill, you try to
even
shackle
have Democrats
Americans.
be part
Fuck
of
you.
the decision. He says he doesn't need us. Well,
I mean,
Donald
he's
Trump
correct.
either doesn't know how to
I
count
mean,
or
as
doesn't
long as you put
understand
new
the
Democrats in that
modicum of Senate procedure,
aren't
which most
you
Americans
guys,
do.
it's
You need
fine.
60 votes, Mr. President, Donald Trump. You got 53.
He puts in new
our
Democrats
votes.
that will actually do their
To say not to
fucking
bother
job.
with us is saying you want
yeah,
a shutdown.
it'll be better.
Plain and simple. And the American people see that. Finally, Leader Thune has spent a lot of time talking about the past. He's quoted me. I want to remind Leader Thune. I want to remind my Republican
Oh,
colleagues.
yeah, no one's above the law,
When
by the
Democrats
way.
were in the majority and I was majority leader, every year we did not see a shutdown.
That's okay, you're gonna get
I was
fucked.
majority leader for 4 years. No shutdowns. Why? Because we sat down with the other side and negotiated. We knew that the majority had to work with the minority. Like now, like then, we had to get 60 votes. And
What are you talking
bipartisanship
about?
ruled the day. It had
It's
to.
only 50 something.
If you
You
want
only
to
have to get
avoid a
like
shutdown.
51 votes. That's all.
Why is that not happening now? Well, frankly, Leader Jeffries and I were befuddled for about a month.
See, the
'Cause in
60
late July, we
votes
asked
you're
Thune and
talking
Johnson to
about
sit down with
is just a pipe dream.
Late July. We heard nothing from them. Crickets. We asked again in early September. Nothing. Crickets. But now it's become clear why they wouldn't sit down with us. Here's the reason. Donald Trump. Donald Trump made it clear. Don't even
Dude,
bother
he always blames
dealing
Donald
with the
Trump, by the way.
Democrats.
Yeah.
Thune and Johnson, listen to Trump. They are not independent actors. They don't represent an independent Congress, an independent House, or an independent Senate. And when Donald Trump says don't negotiate with Democrats, they don't, and come up with 20 excuses why.
No, it's the real issue is that all the Democrats that are trying right as of right now, they're all fucking crazy. Like, literally, like Jasmine Crockett, AOC, right? Fucking Ilhan Omar, they're shady as fuck. Like, why the fuck do you think nobody fucking cares for Democrats right now? Because you people are fucking extremists. Socialist fuckheads. Marxist retards. Fuck off.
Good evening. Thank you for watching 10 News at 6. I'm Robin Wilhoit.
And I'm John Becker at this.
scene of a high-profile shooting, a memorial tribute today on the campus of
when you
Utah
stop
Valley University.
when you stop putting
Mourners
people
honoring
like
conservative
Gavin
activist
Newsom
Charlie
right
Kirk,
and the
shot and
AOCs
killed
in
during a
power,
public gathering last
then we
week.
can talk.
Almost 30
right?
hours into the manhunt,
Until then,
investigators
go
arrested
fuck
the
yourself.
22-year-old suspect. Tyler Robinson is expected to face charges this week.
In the aftermath of the shooting, many have taken to social media, including an assistant professor at the University of Tennessee who has been now placed on administrative leave. 10 News reporter Andrew McClung joins us now. And Andrew, what do we know about that professor?
Yeah, Assistant Professor Tamar Sherinian is alleged to have posted derogatory comments about Kirk, saying the world is better off without him.
Oh, she's a fucking anthropology person.
A disgusting psychopath.
Damn, that's crazy.
In a statement to 10 News Monday,
You're a science person and you're saying heinous shit like that? Oh, University of fucking Tennessee.
Had been placed
oh, it's because she's not American. You see that? Her name.
Begun.
Look at her name.
Sherinian is alleged to have posted to social media, "The world is a better place without Charlie Kirk in it," saying Kirk's children are better off living in a
she
world
might have dual
without
citizenship.
a
Get her out.
psychopath like him. And his wife, she said,
she's
not
a foreign
care about
national.
her
Get the
feelings
fuck out
because
of
she
here.
was a sick expletive for marrying him.
They're not going to be in prison, but it doesn't mean they have to
Eject her ass.
in the
She
same
doesn't belong in
employment.
this country if
They
she's
need
going
to
to
be
be
held
that
responsible for
much
their-
of a piece of shit.
for their comments.
Tennessee Representative Tim Burchett was made aware of Sherinian's post on social media and said he was on it, and then later said already delivered the message.
You know, we all have a First Amendment right, but we're all can be held accountable for those things we say, and I thought it was a poor choice of words, and the university, Chancellor Plowman, and President Boyd responded appropriately, I felt like.
Governor Bill Lee also responded, saying in part, "I'm grateful to all of Tennessee's university leaders who are taking appropriate action."
Hey, when you're working for the government and you're on the government dime,
ways today,
and then when you say shit like that, hey, repercussions are coming, right? Oh, good luck. Stolen name, stolen benefits, new details on alleged cult.
Swarming a Columbia County home in the gated neighborhood of
cult.
Westlake. Tonight, we've
Here's
learned
the
the raid
cult.
is connected to the House of Prayer and serious allegations
Remember
that the group
this?
is a cult
This was 7 days ago. I don't remember if we covered this.
scamming veterans out of benefits. The FBI says this scheme involves identity theft, false tax returns, and a
it's
trail of
social
crime
engineer.
going back decades. Thanks for joining us
after
as we
old
continue to
people.
follow this breaking story. I'm Zaina Halliburton. Tonight,
Looking
the
for
leader of the
videos.
House of Prayer, Ronnie Dennis, is in custody connected to an FBI raid on his mansion in the Westlake neighborhood. His charges include conspiracy to commit bank fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and aiding and assisting in filing a false
He's
tax
like this
return.
guy,
We're told
right?
Ronnie Dennis isn't even his real name, but an
Remember this
identity he
guy?
stole in 1983, according to federal authorities. The U.S. Department of Justice says Dennis is
He
one
loves
of
his
8 House
plane.
of Prayer leaders
He's a
charged
demon,
in
by the
various
way.
fraud schemes and tax charges. In the meantime, your Liz Owens is live for us in the newsroom. Liz, just in the last few hours, you got your hands on Dennis's indictment. What new details do you have for us?
Well, according to the indictment, 8 church leaders committed these crimes by targeting military members and exploiting them for their benefits. The indictment also describes cult-like behavior, arranging marriages and divorces, humiliating
Arranged
members they
marriages.
perceived as rule breakers, and prohibiting family members from talking to loved ones who left the church.
A 7-bedroom, 8-bathroom
Oh,
estate
in the
was
name of
$1.96
Jesus,
million
you will
raided by
get
the
married
FBI
and
Wednesday
fuck each
morning.
other.
The mansion on Honors Way is located in the gated community of Westlake. Divorce documents tie the name Ronnie Dennis to
The
this
power
address.
of Christ
According to an
compels
indictment
thee.
just unsealed by the feds, the leader of
fuck?
House of Prayer stole the name in 1983 and used it to become an American citizen in 2002. The same year, he founded the House of Prayer Christian Churches of America.
Kind of sounds like
you
what
might
the
remember
Somali
that the feds raided
pirates are
several
kind
of
of
the
doing,
churches in
or right
2022, including
the
the church in
crazy
Hetzibah. Fast
Islamic
forward 2 years,
extremists,
and now
right?
Dennis, along with
Or
7 other
the
leaders of the
extremist
religious
Muslims.
organization, are named
Right, they're trying
in an
to set up
indictment
their
which accuses
fucking
them
death
of
cult.
exploiting military personnel by recruiting them into the church, directing them to enroll in the church's seminary, and then using their VA benefits to funnel money into accounts controlled by the church. The indictment goes on to describe how leaders maintained a list of
Hey, remember this
ex-traitors,
guy?
humiliated
The
members
garbage
for
in,
perceived
the
rule
garbage
violations,
in.
and how the leaders restricted family members
We
from
take the
contacting
garbage
their loved ones
outside.
who left the church. The feds say the 8 also committed bank fraud by using straw buyers to seize homes, which they then converted into rental properties, collecting more than $5 million in rent in just 2 years.
So all those named in the indictment could face up to 20 years, maybe more, in prison. That's if they're found guilty. The FBI has been pretty quiet about the whole thing, but they are holding a news conference tomorrow. We expect to learn a lot more then, and we'll be there and bring you the latest.
Thanks for following this for us, Liz, from start
Just
to
like
end
this
and
guy, be
continuing into
careful.
tomorrow. Thank you.
He'll fucking suck you dry. He's a demon. Watch out. There's also the cult of Fannie Willis and all those people. There's a lot of televangelists who want your money real bad. What's this?
New at 10, a scary situation for a woman in Rosemead. She runs into a restaurant, a man threatening her with a crowbar, and he then brutally attacks her right in front of customers. Let's go live to Fox 11's Ed Lascos there in Rosemead.
Beat her up.
He is talking to people who saw it all go down, who witnessed it. Ed?
And to put it frankly, as to what an eyewitness told us, Marla, those folks are freaked out by what they saw, a violent attack, and it is an unprovoked attack. You have a woman walking down the sidewalk along Valley Boulevard. She says she notices a guy walking behind her, following her, threatening in a threatening manner, waving around a crowbar of all things. She's scared to death, makes a run for it into a restaurant, trying to escape, screaming, "Call 911," and then watch.
Wham!
First responders rush in as a woman is down inside this restaurant after a violent attack. Security video shows it going down. The woman runs in, and so does her attacker. He's beating her.
Oh, fucking smack. Fuck you. Oh, beating her legs up. Oh, shit.
So they can't believe it.
He was trying to break her leg. He was trying to break her leg.
Everyone in here was freaked out. Everybody was just like, couldn't do anything because everyone was afraid to get hit next, you know? We all.
Well, yeah, he's swinging that right. He was swinging around.
He's a witness who wants to protect his identity. You can't blame him after this unprovoked attack. Even as the woman falls down, the attacker keeps swinging away, swinging.
Also, people are afraid to get a fucking lawsuit on them.
He wasn't talking or anything. He was just hitting her really bad, and then he just took off.
He just kept swinging it with that metal bar.
Yeah, it was like a crowbar or something. Yeah.
The woman still down when first responders get there, saying the attacker followed her on the sidewalk, waving that crowbar, threatening her. She's scared to death and runs inside the restaurant just to
Looks like an Asian woman.
She told us to call 911, so I called 911 right away.
That call to 911 late Sunday from the Sweetheart Dessert Restaurant just a few blocks away from City Hall in the heart of Rosemead's Asian American community, where customers are still in shock, keeping a watch out for this crowbar
dude just
attacker.
attacks
Take a look, a
an
good
Asian
look at this
American
guy,
woman.
about 30 years
Honestly,
old,
this might be an
wearing a
Asian American
baseball cap
person too,
backwards and
or
a
it might be a
black
white
mask,
person.
wanted before he strikes again.
I really hope to catch the guy from that night, you know, because it's really sad what happened to the lady.
Doom, doom. Straight to the legs.
And now live, that is the hope right through this community this late hour. They want an arrest ASAP. We already know this guy is violent. He's armed with that crowbar. Luckily, the woman who was attacked expected to be okay. Investigators say it appears they do not know each other. But you want to know the craziest part of this story? It wasn't a robbery. The purse is down as the lady's on the ground. He never makes a grab to grab her purse, leaves it there, and he runs out. So
yeah, it was just someone just trying to beat up an old lady.
Still don't know. For an hour live, Rosemead, back to the west side we go.
Really is a mystery. All right, Ed, thank you.
Trying to beat up old ladies for some reason. Makes no sense. Anyways, but CNN gets caught pushing massive lie. Yep. Just like Jimmy Kimmel, who got shit canned. Lower TV ratings and heightened anxiety about what's ahead. They have like Brian stuff. Oh yeah, MSNBC. Oh yeah, they were plunging too. Yeah, that one guy we saw earlier. That guy was lying through out. He was lying through his fucking teeth.
That is?
Why do you think that is?
Let's zero in on what Kimmel actually said, the basis for his suspension. Here's the late night comedian
Yeah, I mean,
on
he
Monday.
was just trying, like, he's trying, right? These people try to
We
lump
hit some
in
new
a
lows
bunch
over
of
the weekend
Americans.
with
and
the
it's just-
MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk
Every
as
time.
anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Kimmel appeared to be making a point about alleged finger...
The funny thing is, Democrats can never rein in their right specificity correctly. They always have to do wide sweeping right brushes, and it's just like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Go hang yourself. Fucking loser.
Pointing by the right wing toward the left in the wake of Kirk's assassination.
Like, if you're gonna
What he
even
said
call
did not appear
people
to
out, do it
suggest that the
correctly.
suspect was a
Like,
MAGA
what the fuck is
shooter.
wrong with you?
Also,
What? What are you talking about?
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Kimmel appeared to be making a point about alleged finger pointing by the right wing toward the left.
Ha, brother, the ever since that the Democrats lost, they've been pointing fingers to the Republican Party all the fucking time. You know what? I say enough's enough. let them cry more.
In the wake of Kirk's assassination.
Let them cry more
What he
so that they
said
can
did not
get
appear to
fucked
suggest
up.
that the suspect was a MAGA shooter.
Because they're just shooting themselves in the foot. Because every time they come out and speak disinformation, misinformation, slander, lies, right, defamatory statements, unfactual statements, untrue statements, and trying to spin it like it's facts. Yeah, no, fuck out of here. Getting your ass fucked up. Getting your legs broken. Right? Fuck you. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson admits his disdain for jails, incarceration, and law enforcement during anti-Trump rant. I don't think you should do that. Right? Mayor Brandon Johnson is literally, right? He's the epitome of defund the police. Right? You can see it right here. This is all defunding the police.
Jails and incarceration and law enforcement is a sickness that has not led to safe communities. I'm going to
He's
work
so
hard
angry,
every single
too.
day to protect the people
Look
who are
how
caught up
angry he is.
in
Ah.
violence in this city. Guess what?
I've never seen
You
him
wanna know
this
why?
angry before.
Because the vast
This
majority of them
is,
look like me.
Literally the first time he's
That's
this angry.
We're not going to succumb to the sickness and the evil that Dr. King warned us about a generation ago. It didn't work in 74 when 970 people were being killed. It didn't work in the 90s.
Are
when no
you
one said
talking
a
about
mumbling
Nam?
word about how many people are losing their lives because of violence in this city. And now we're actually doing the work that's
What a
working.
fucking
Now all of a
loser.
sudden everybody has these ideas. They've shown this is a group project, but we're not going to allow the President of the United States of America.
Also,
or
why are
any
you
of his
dragging
ilk
Dr. Martin
look at the
Luther
work that
King's
we're
name
doing across
through the
this
fucking
country,
mud?
and then now we're
loser?
experiencing some level of reprieve, and now
You're
he
not
wants
even
to put his
close
name on
to
our
him.
paper.
Shut the fuck
no,
up.
not going to tolerate it. It's a sickness, and we're going to eradicate it. Jails and incarceration and law enforcement is a sickness that has not led to safe communities.
Right, you're literally right. This I hate to say it, but Mayor Brandon Johnson, he's the opposite of fucking Martin Luther King Jr. Literally. Oh man. Martin Luther King never preached fucking lawlessness. Jesus. Anyways. Here we go. Austin Scott grills Robert Garcia on a maximum age for a youth to be tried as an adult. Oh, here we go.
For your testimony.
Thank you.
Yeah, because there's been cases of teens getting tried as adults because of the crime they committed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I'd like to commend the President of the United States for sinking another pango.
So they're trying to
stopping
figure
those
out
drugs from
when's the
getting to,
cutoff
the
point
United
for
States
that,
of
right?
America. We lose a lot of Americans to drug overdoses every day, and I hope that they will continue to sink the drug boats. Mr. Higgins, we've already talked about
Yeah, we
the,
sunk 3 drug boats already.
you know,
Unfortunately,
pursuit that is just
well, not
part of police work.
unfortunately. There are 14,
Is that a correct
14
statement?
cartel
You're not gonna
members
pursue the
apparently
criminal's going to get away
deceased
just by definition every day.
because they got bombed.
Are they just going to quit because we say, pretty please don't do that again?
Yes, sir. The police officer has to be able to make that decision very quickly on the street. And just like we have to make every enforcement decision. And pursuit is not something that we take lightly. But you're absolutely responsible for everything you do when you're in that unit and wearing that uniform. And pursuit is something that we train very, very heavily on, and it's usually in a crowded environment. Those are the people you're protecting from whoever's running.
I want to get to this definition of youth offender that seems to be such a problem for the Democrat Party. This bill reduces the maximum age of a youth offender from 24 years in Washington, D.C. to 18 years. My understanding is that in 44 states, the maximum age for a youth offender is 17. When you hit your 18th birthday, you're no longer a youth offender. That's 44 states. 5 states, including your state and my state, that's limited to 16, and 1 state is 19, and that would be Vermont. Is that correct?
If you're asking me, sir, the definition of an adult is varying from at what age bracket a juvenile could be tried as an adult. So in the 2 topics, yes, sir, most states recognize adults as over 17.
Correct.
DC
Or you could
has
say that
a
once you
different
hit
approach.
puberty,
They have a
you're
bracket
basically
up
a
to
young
24,
adult. Right?
And we address that. I think that's a big error and would lead to an
Yes, in a
increase
sense,
in
usually it's
juvenile
16,
crimes, which
17,
indeed
8.
you have seen.
All right. Mr. Garcia, what is the maximum age in the
Actually,
state of
19.
California?
Like they said, there was 19 in 1 state.
I believe it's 18, sir.
I think when you hit 18, you're no longer considered a youth, as in 44 of the 50 states. 5 states are at 16, 1 state's at 19.
Mm-hmm. That's what
And
it was.
in Washington, D.C. is at 24, correct?
Correct.
That's not correct?
Under the I mean, under the youth, the YRA that we're discussing right now, there's alternatives, but adults, this of course only provision applies only in adult court, so this is not in juvenile court. So there actually is a difference between the 2 types of courts. This goes strictly to under the YRA Act that was passed by the council. This essentially eliminates the judicial discretion to impose sentences below those mandatory minimums.
I can understand how states have some disagreements, 16, 17, 18, 19. But there is no way that a 24-year-old in any circumstances should be considered a youth, especially in the criminal justice system.
Yeah, so basically they're saying, look, under the guidelines, you cannot say a 24-year-old, right? Someone who's past that age, right? If they're being tried as a young person when they're not supposed to, yeah, that's not how it's supposed to work. Right, that means someone's trying to do some shady work, or someone messed up on the paperwork, right?
Sinking another pango filled with drugs that were coming to the United States to kill our citizens, our families.
Once you hit that threshold, or once you go over that threshold or meet that threshold, that's it, right? All rules apply to you. So yeah, there's no fighting that. I think some Democrats were trying to float the idea, probably. Oh yeah, let's try these people as fucking juveniles. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? These people are 25, 24. You're 21. Get the fuck out of here. You're not trying them as as a juvenile. Oh, they're juvenile because they have mental instability. No. That doesn't work. Just because you think they're stunted in fucking mind doesn't mean shit.
We are confident when the American people contrast these two proposals, they're going to side with us. They're going to tell Republican congressmen and senators that they should start talking to the Democrats because we are talking about what people need.
Shut up, Schumer. There he goes again talking about unity. When it's like you guys don't even have unity in your own ranks. Right? Republicans have more unity than the Democrats right now. That's the crazy thing, right? You got the fucking Democrats fucking eating each other.
To New Orleans now, as a notorious ransomware group claims responsibility for a cyber attack at the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office. Hackers managed to breach the agency's system about 3 weeks ago. And according to a source close to the sheriff's office, the state's IT specialists are still trying to fix it. Now, in a post on the dark web, the group behind hundreds of other breaches across the globe says it is to blame for all of this. Let's bring in CBS News reporter Katie Weiss, joining us live now from New Orleans. Kate, what kind of information did these hackers get their hands on?
Criminal
well, good evening, Liz. These hackers claim, according to screenshots from our CBS Confirmed team, which we have chosen to redact out of the sign
Maybe
of
they're
caution,
trying to fucking delete all your fucking
Russian
shit so
speaking
that you
hacker
have to
group Killen
redo
is now
everything.
claiming responsibility for the attack. The screenshots that our Confirmed team obtained today from the dark web show that this group has obtained contracts, inmate intake documents, and expense information, among other things. The total volume of the alleged hack is 842 gigabytes. That's enough to hold about 42,000 average size PDFs. Now, the sheriff's office says the attack has also affected the sheriff's docket master system, which manages inmate transfers to and from jail. It also manages the court appearances of inmates, as well as when an inmate gets released on bond. In fact, our affiliate WWL last week spoke to a woman who said that she was unable to get her husband out of jail, even though she had paid his bond. Take a listen.
I have two sons, 4 and 6. They miss their dad. I did everything on my end to make sure that he comes home. So I feel like once everything is paid, everything is done, it shouldn't be no holdup.
Now, that woman did not want her name published. It's also important to note that the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office is not the only government
I hate
entity
to say it, but
or
a lot of these
victim
southern
of
states
such an attack.
with
In fact,
the high crime rate, right?
Report, we found that about
I mean, yeah, you're gonna have repeat
all
offenders
ransomware
that do petty crime,
involved
right? Like steal stuff.
So, Katie, what do we know about this
Grand Theft Auto,
group?
stuff
And
like
now
that.
that they've said that they did it, they claimed responsibility.
Kleptomaniacs,
What happens next?
right? Maybe drug.
Sure. Well, I think the big question on many people's minds is, will they be using taxpayer dollars to pay the ransom? So far, the answer to that question I'm getting is a very strong no. At this point, the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office is refusing to pay the ransom, and that officials actually with the state's cybersecurity team have actually been here in the city for the last 3 to 4 weeks, according to a source close to the sheriff's office. They've been here for the last 3 to 4 weeks, still trying to solve this problem. Now, I'm also told that this attack actually stems from an email that was sent from a different law enforcement agency to the sheriff. So that's something that the state is also
Let me guess.
investigating as
They
well.
they
as to
clicked the
more about
link,
the
it
origins and
downloaded
how
something
this
on
could
their
have happened
fucking
in the first
systems,
place.
and then
In the
fucked
meantime,
their
the
shit up.
FBI has warned actually about these
And
attacks
basically it
previously, all the way
auto-downloaded
back
because
in
they
March.
clicked the link, right?
The
They
FBI
clicked it,
sent out advisories warning that these attacks
or they
were on the
confirmed it. I
rise,
don't
and that
right. I don't
a
know to
local
what
media
extent
company that
right
owns
the
several
whole thing
small
happened,
market
but yeah, it
television
doesn't.
stations had
It
been
seems like they fucking
impacted
clicked the
and
link
had
and
fallen
downloaded
victim to
something.
a similar type attack. So
And then which
certainly
caused the
these kinds of
ransomware
things are
attack to
increasing.
infect
And in
right
fact, according to a cybersecurity
all their
firm
systems in a
called
sense, their
Recorded
database
Future
system.
that analyzes these kinds of things, cyber attacks exposing vulnerabilities are up 16% this year compared to last year. So if you're running a business, something you might want to think about, absolutely. But for now, the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office emphasizes that no jail security operations have been impacted. Of course, you might remember they certainly made headlines earlier this spring when 10 inmates managed to break out, and still
Yeah, I
one of
remember
those
that one.
inmates is at
Yeah.
large. Liz?
10 inmates
Katie
broke
Weiss,
out. It
thank you
took
so
them
much.
about what, basically a month to get them all right. Get them all back because they were on the run. I mean, they got like half of them pretty quick because they went back home apparently. It's like, dude, what are you doing? And then obviously some of them didn't go back home, right? They actually left didn't go back to their home and tried to run away to a different state, right? And then what's this? Federal drug investigation
Raids
underway
in
in
two
Nashville.
different parts of Nashville. Law enforcement say they're related. Neighbors woke up to SWAT teams and DEA agents blocking their streets. Welcome back to News 2 at 4. I'm Tori Gessner.
And I'm Kendall Ashman. Now, this happened in West Nashville in Madison. News 2's Alexia Tropoulos has been digging to learn more about these investigations. She also spoke with neighbors. Alexia.
It was like 6 in the morning. I was asleep with my kids.
They're all.
And I heard
they're getting ready to
sirens.
fucking go in.
And I woke up and I saw blue lights surrounding the whole apartment complex.
DEA agents, Metro Nashville Police, and ATF, you name it.
Sex trafficking unit was there. State troopers.
Basically, what happens
and they
is
had
it's a
they
blitz,
had us on lockdown.
right?
We couldn't go in or go out.
All
They need
agencies
to
were there, swarming Cabot Drive
right,
in
hold
West
down the
Nashville
area, make
Tuesday
sure
morning.
it's safe,
Matt
and
S.,
right,
a
make
resident who
sure
wanted to
right
keep
all
his
the
identity
threats
hidden
are
due to
in
the
a sense
uncertainty of what's
neutralized.
going on, lives next
So,
door
they
to
go
the
fast.
West Nashville
Right,
apartment they were
once they do
searching.
their
I
operations,
look to my
once they start, they
right,
go in quick.
and I see
Especially
these
if
SWAT
there's
people
right citizens
climbing a
around
ladder,
too,
breaking the
because it's
window
like
on this
it's an
apartment,
extra right
and they
level
threw
of
4 flashbangs,
risk.
grenades. Then proceeded to raid another apartment. The dude came out. They put him in cuffs. From what we were told, it was a drug operation.
Police tell
Fucking
us these
flashbang.
raids were tied to an ongoing federal criminal case. The thing is,
Drug
they
busts.
weren't just here in West Nashville. Our viewers
Oh,
called
that
to
dude's
say
smiling.
they were
He's just like, oh,
investigating
come
in the
on, man.
Madison area too.
They were definitely heavily armed, kind of woke me up first thing in the morning.
Elliot and his family were woken up at 7 a.m.
I heard them over a loudspeaker telling people everyone in the house needs to get out of the house immediately. That's Metro PD. At that time, there was only a white van with blue lights flashing, unlettered van, PD SUV. By the time I walked back over to my house, I had seen a very military-looking DEA truck pulling up to the house as well, with more heavily armed officers.
Across the map, from west to East Nashville, these men tell me they feel left in the dark.
For drug-related things, I'm all for it. I want the neighborhood to be as safe as possible.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're gonna leave you in the dark.
And they both agree.
Because they don't want
this
to fucking say
unwanted
shit.
surprise is making them question their safety.
I think I'm moving.
That's how they
but
run
this
these
put the icing on the
operations
cake.
all the time. You think the police are gonna
Police and
fucking
the
tell
US
you every
Department
fucking
of
time that
Justice
they're
say
gonna
this was tied
run
to
an
ongoing
operation near
federal
you?
criminal case.
No.
Agencies were executing search warrants and arrest warrants. They have assured us, though, these were not immigration raids. Once we learn more, we'll let you know on air and online at WKRN.com. Tori.
There you have it. What's this? Pennsylvania woman charged with after 4 dead babies found in home. Okay.
Breaking
Jesus.
at 11, new and shocking information on the deaths of multiple babies
in Armstrong County. This new information coming after the discovery of 3 dead infants and the arrest of their mother.
Oh no, it's
KDK's
one of these
Jennifer
types of
Barrasso is in
homes,
Armstrong
dude.
County with the breaking
Basically,
details.
there are certain types of homes or certain types of people where they have this like weird, like, I guess I don't want to say hoarder mentality, but they leave their like surroundings to slowly fucking get fucked up and like just trash all over the place, and like they start hoarding shit sometimes. Like all these people, they have like they got like a few screws loose, and it's man, it's fucked up.
Sources tell me there are 4 infants, not 3, that have been
It's
identified.
like, it's almost like
Autopsies
ghetto.
were performed yesterday.
I don't want to say
now,
it's
state
like
police,
ghetto
they are
behavior,
waiting
but
for more information from the medical
it's
examiner's
fucked up
office.
behavior.
They will meet, I'm told, tomorrow with the district attorney. Now, they've charged the mom with 1 count of criminal homicide.
It's just like
and I'm
this
told
case where,
more
right?
charges
Remember this
are coming.
case?
KDK learned exclusively brand new
with
information.
this
4
woman
infants found
with her
dead,
nephew
not 3,
and
as initially
fucking
reported, inside this
niece
house on Oak
that she
Avenue
put in her
in Cadogan,
goddamn
Armstrong
fucking
County.
suitcase,
State
and she
police say
wrapped
their
them
mother,
up, and they were
39-year-old Jessica
decomposing in the
Mothy, is
fucking
charged with
suitcase.
criminal homicide. According to the criminal
Basically
complaint,
like a
the
Sarah
landlord
Boone
broke
case,
open the case
right?
after a gruesome discovery. He found a
That
trash
was a
bag with a
fucked up
dead
shit,
baby
too.
in a closet.
And then there was that one
Very
case
sick,
with the
very
with the
disgusted.
woman who left her,
Sad for the 2 that are left.
who was
behind.
basically
Elizabeth
trying to
Jeremy
hide
helped the
her
landlord search for 3
decomposing,
days
right?
for several cats left behind
What?
after Mothy was recently evicted.
I don't remember if
to
it
know
was
she
her
was so
son
close
or
to those
her
dead
daughter
babies repulses
that left
her.
a decomposing body in the
Very cluttered.
fucking
You
fridge.
could not walk through
Like,
a
what
room
the
without
fuck,
tramping
man?
over things.
And then she
Lots
had
of
more
laundry,
kids.
Lots of food
Who was
left
the,
behind.
who were exhibiting malnutrition
in a
and shit. It was
bedroom.
like
And it
fucking
smelled
hell, man.
very funny. It didn't have a very potent smell when we first went in, but upstairs
people do some fucked
in
up
the one specific bedroom, it did smell.
Police discovered 2 plastic totes along with trash bags with newborn babies. Court records lay out Mothy's own words, admitting to giving birth about a year ago to a baby in the toilet. She heard crying, then wrapped the newborn in a towel until the baby
those
stopped
cases that
making
were
noises.
I was talking
That
about.
body
Yeah,
was
those 2
shoved into
cases.
this
Yeah,
closet.
there
She
was body
confessed to
cam
wrapping
footage
2
of all
more
that.
babies and stuffing them into plastic totes
Right, like
into
this
the
one.
attic. KDK learned the
This
mom
one comes
charged
from
has 2 other
the
children,
what,
6 and 8 years
ECW
old. She
body
grew up in
cam, I
this
think,
home,
or
got married, and moved back
EWC.
into the
I forgot
house. I'm
what
told her
the
dad
acronym
passed
or-
away, and she assumed the lease. Her husband, according
yeah.
to court records, is incarcerated. A co-worker had been living with her for a short time. This neighbor didn't want to be identified, said she often watched the boys and fed them.
Giving them structure. They needed structure. They needed love. They needed hugs. If they needed to eat, we fed them. And we did that.
As investigators search
Holy
for a
shit.
motive, many wondering
So
about
they
the
didn't
future
call
of those 2
CP.
children.
All I can ask is people to pray for these 2 boys.
She
that
didn't
are
call
living
CP, but
who
she
need
tried
the
to help them
support
as
of
much as she could.
friends
Oh,
and
Jesus
family in the
fuck.
community.
State police
Fuck
investigators are going to get search warrants for things like the mother's medical records. They're interviewing friends, co-workers, and her husband, who is behind bars later this week, I'm told. Now, I've talked to
Oh,
someone
geez,
who worked with her.
man,
They
this
say
is
that she was a hard
fucking
worker. She worked about
sickening.
50 hours a week, and no
Yeah,
one knew
this is
she was
basically the
pregnant.
person who did this
Reporting
is
in
going to be
Armstrong
fucking
County,
put
Jennifer
behind
Barrasso,
bars for a
KDK
while.
TV News.
Holy fuck. Well, I mean, for the rest of their life, really. Jesus. Fucking inhumane, disgusting shit, right? Yeah, that's just what happens with some people. Right? They just become barbaric and inhumane. And then you just, fortunately, you might have to put those people down. Yeah? Indianapolis woman sentenced to 113 years for Broad Ripple shooting that killed
Tonight at 5.
33. Oh, shit.
A woman
113
convicted of killing
years.
3 people in Broad Ripple will now spend the rest of her life behind bars.
A judge sentenced Kara Hines to 113
Basically, if they
years in
don't get the
prison.
death
Ardena
penalty, they
Webster
get
was
the
there in
the
the
life
courtroom.
sentence.
Sentencing hearings are always emotional, and this one was no different. We heard from 7 different family members. A sister saying Kara Hines needs to stay in jail because at least she gets to eat, At least she gets to breathe. At least she gets to call home. Family arrived to court wearing shirts, sweatshirts, and pins, all memorializing their loved ones. A jury convicted Hines of killing Taiwan Henning, Kalia Prier, and Christopher Lee Wilson Jr. It happened in Broad Ripple in the summer of 2023. Hines has claimed self-defense after she says she was punched in the back of the head while at a large party in Broad Ripple. No cameras were allowed in the courtroom. Every seat was filled, and tears and anger were seen on the stand. Family calling Hines.
Wait, was she like in the back of? Was she a homeless person? Oh, I think this is after she shot those three.
Ripple. No cameras were allowed in the courtroom. Every seat was filled, and tears and anger were seen on the stand. Family calling
She was
Hines
like
a
hiding
cold-blooded
after she
murderer,
shot those three
heartless,
people.
and grieving 3 lives cut too short.
It was heartfelt. Just hearing everybody, you know, tell how what everybody meant to them and all of that, and just to know that all 3 families will never have, you know, those people in their lives ever again.
Outside the courtroom, relief after the sentence was read.
I'm just grateful. I've been praying for this whole entire 2-year process, and I'm just grateful that God delivered, not just for Chris, but for Kalia, for Taiwan, for all of us.
It's a big relief to know that justice was served, but justice is still not going to bring our family member back.
Chris's sister on the stand said all she wanted the last 2 years was an apology from Hines. Hines herself called this a heart-shattering journey for everyone involved and said she was not in Broad Ripple that night to cause harm. In Indianapolis, Jenna Webster.
Unfortunately, you gunned down 3 people.
After that shooting in 2023, some Broad Ripple businesses started to close earlier. Police started to block off parking lots and added lights and cameras to some of the problem areas, all as efforts to prevent parties and violence.
All right, there you have it. That will conclude the news. That was a lot of news, yeah. I will leave all the sources in the description like usual, yeah. So you can check them out.